right there on the beach for everybody to see, and for this community to really be proud of. Can you talk about some of the elders' participation and their reaction to have this?
Yeah, it's really right now today it's really interesting that I've spoken recently with some of the elders who have participated, the Telogans and the Romeros and the Francos, and but also I would like to say I want to include the mayor and the city council people, because they feel that same pride that we are right now, and and so with that we feel prideful, we feel happy, we feel connected. This is our community. This is our land. The land of the first people, and people are not being afraid to acknowledge that in our community right now. So as long as we keep showing up and doing what we say we're going to do and follow through and being respectful and considerate of one another, we're going to have fun.
Yeah, and I think even not only elders, but even the youth. Where to be like for instance my son, he's to some degree there's people, he's misunderstood sometimes because he has long hair and he practices his culture, and kids that go to school with him, a lot of them don't have the same understanding or what this is all about, and to have this kind of thing there for him to be able to say, these were my uncles here.
We also considered, that this would be a tremendous teaching tool. That was one of the reasons why we did that, was specifically for that purpose. Was to raise awareness, and talking about the youth. We had participation in the fabrication of this piece from children that were, I think the youngest was maybe 4. And we had 7, 8-year-olds, all the way up to 17, 18, and beyond. But I think, the youngest person to participate was 4 years old, and so to see that and to have children in our community that will never not know a time when there was, a disconnect in the culture. Right. I reflect on things like that, and that's what keeps me, going every day, is reflecting on really all of that, and using this piece as an opportunity to educate people and to remove stigma and to remove ignorance and I can't speak enough about how much that drives me, is to remove misidentification, and all of those other words.
Yeah, and I think too the fact that this is long term. I'm sure in 50 years these kids are going to be able to go back and still, come back, and the participants there and say, what, we did this and this is what happened, and how our community came together.
Yeah.
So, is there a message that you would like to offer to the community in what this means to you, or any future plans? This is just the seed to things to come.
Absolutely. This is a living, breathing, being, and I would just like to say to everyone who participated, from 4-year-olds to 80-year-olds, that I'm so very grateful and so very just moved beyond words because of the participation. And I just kept saying to everybody during the gathering that we had there, it had been a very long time since I had seen so many of our people together.
Yes.
I grew up you know, in my grandmother's house, which was, you know, was a gathering place and people going in and out, and you know, for a long period of time, as my grandmother got older and her participation in the community started to become limited, I didn't have that, and I missed that, and I'm so thankful for that, and I'm looking forward to more of that. So that's my message. Let's get together. Let's do more.
Yeah. And, you know, I think, too, that when it comes to something so positive that's offered in the community, as opposed, oh, you know, there's a meeting on Sunday, or, you know, but something this positive brings people together. Ray, can I ask you the same question of a message to the community, and, you know, any future plans that you're hopeful for that that this has, you know, the plant of the seed here?
Well, there were over 200,000 pieces of tile in the Syuxtun Story Circle, and it took a lot of participation, a lot of hands to make that happen. And I want to just continue to participate in that inclusive way. We're not done with this project yet,
right.
You know. So, you know, we still have work to do. We still have gatherings and doing a dial-up and a podcast, and so we still have a lot of work to do before this project is done. And then we look forward to more participation with the redevelopment agency and a Tamil house and
right.
out at West Beach.
Yeah.
And
it's really nice to see, you know, I had mentioned earlier about seeing, you know, some of our rock art symbols and stuff in front of the city hall, or the city buildings, and it's really nice to see. I'd like to really see a lot more of that. And you did talk about, you know, future plans for maybe, you know, you talked about the Tamil house, and really bringing things that come from the Chumash culture to the public. So that would be really wonderful.
we want to share. We want to have fun.
So is there any plans to do, you know, an annual gathering there, or?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Monthly gatherings, annual gatherings,
Yeah.
gatherings. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to do that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know, really glad that you guys came and shared this with us. We're going to be, like I said, we're going to show pictures of this.
One promise they kept. They promised to take all of our land, and they're doing it.